I like my top.
Tip, what up, nigga? I'm showing nigga what to do.
I let my chain low. Keep that thing up on my waist. All them haters talking reckless, tell them say it to my face. Could see a bank roll, yeah, I almost caught a case. It's the remix, so man, it first talking bass. I said I'm 28, it just got me sitting so high. Reach straight up through the clouds, goddamn, I'm in the sky. Got my 87 zone, goddamn it, I'm flying. Bet you anything, won't that nigga try. What's the new gun Wednesday, the drop that Monday? Ice cream and Bella, same color as a Sunday. So you can miss me with that hating in there, he can't rap shit. Tell them faggot ass niggas wrap their lips around my dick. Goddamn, my money's sick. Hey, I need to see a doctor. Black on black Billy, call it Phantom of the Opera. Lemon lime drop top, I call it a Sprite. When I pull it out the garage, you can call it a night. I like my
beat down low and my top lit. You see me ride 24. When they shop and holler at you like you're getting wood high. And your top lit back if you're real sick. And your window bitch black. I like my beat down low and my top lit. You see me ride 24. When they shop and holler at you like you're getting wood high. Hey man, you know top lit back man. Riding the GT the long way. Holla back. My trunk on break the damn law. I'm riding through the hood with 8s of damn raw. Them 27 tall, but them 8s of damn raw. Bitches know they see the platinum is great like grandpa. Sprayed the shit, they all kind of sour apple colors. Diamonds up in my charm look like pineapple suckers. Tech 9 for some, Mac 90 for others. Lethal weapon on Ducatis, I got on my Danny Glovers. Nah, this ain't the movie, but I shot 4 brothers. And plus I got a Chevelle that flop 4 colors. Cars without the covers. My beat down low and now my rim sitting high. I'm the best thing blowing out. My beat down low and my top lit. You see me ride 24. Hey, shop, hey, holler at you like you're getting wood high. And your top lit back if you're real sick. And your window bitch black. I like my beat down low and my top lit. You see me ride 24. Hey, shop, hey, holler at you like you're getting wood high. And your top lit back if you're real sick. And your window bitch black.
I got my trouble up high, hit my beat down low. I don't slam no doors, hop in with a roof go. What I need a roof for, replace it with the sky. Streets be mine with that Georgia on my mind. Riding in the wettest paint like I'm surfing on the tidal wave. Cocaine whip, yeah, straight out the microwave. Man in the trunk, sound like the man knocking. Thigh pass rocking, no stacks in my pocket.
Got money in my pocket and my mind on mo. To hit myself think I like my beat down low. Cigarello full of dro in the Chevy two-tone. It's sitting on chrome, that's how I get my roll on. Gotta dip through the hood, you know, just so keep it real. I see some hot girls, so I'ma turn it up a little. Let them bounce to the music, but bounce to the beat. The top down, hopping and ride with a G.
I like my beat down low and my top lit. You see me ride 24. Hey, shop and holler at you like you're getting wood high. And your top lit back if you're real sick. And your window bitch black. I like my beat down low and my top lit. You see me ride 24. Hey, shop and holler at you like you're getting wood high. And your top lit back if you're real sick. And your window bitch black. Even though I like my beat down low and my top lit back. Chrome feet down low and my Apollo with black. Did you dash, hit the gas, tell them nigga check that. Make them bitches sit back. Woofers give them wet cats. Coming down in the Chevy motor sound like it's very tight. Yeah, you can tell, hear the tire yelling there like ain't even kicking, I bet you can still hear. Lord forbid I cut it up, I bet I can let feel here. Okay, my money real big, choppers is still here. They catch me with it. Fuck it, I'm doing my little bit. In my drop top riding with my Glock cock riding. I'm looking for them niggas over there. Stop hiding. Hey. Now that's a motherfucking remix.
Boost your revenue and drive growth with Google Ads. Reach high.
What's going on, everybody? I'm just gathering this together. I'm gonna run down the tabs. Hope everybody's doing all right. If anybody's even here, and if you're not, whatever. If you see it later, that's cool too. But yeah, I'm gonna go through this. It is late at night as usual, 1:40 a.m. and I don't know why I'm doing this, but can't sleep. Yeah, just some things I want to run through. Straight off the bat, it was May 31st. GameStop was down all day long. Okay, my mic's on, right? Yeah. All right, GameStop was down all day long and then in the end comes roaring back right towards the second half of the day to $23.14, up 2.34% on the day. Looking good to me. We're still on that upward trend out of this giant falling wedge. Let's see. Look at this giant spike up, come back retest, and I feel like it's just gonna push up. Whether it goes suddenly on an announcement or whatever, or slowly over time, it's all good with me. I think either hedge funds that are short, people that are short GameStop will either time this with the market crash to get out of their positions, or they'll slowly unwind over time, slowly rolling out their put positions and basically deleveraging themselves slowly over time, which in turn would cause GameStop to rise in the long term. Fine by me either way they want to do it because I'm going to be doing the same thing, buying and holding. Let's keep it going. Let's go down. So what? Just this was last minute. First thing they want to say, the media basically wants to say is that this run up was due to Roaring Kitty, right? His tweet with the gamer moving forward, sitting forward in his seat, paying attention. Let's take a look. When was that tweet? I believe it was May 12th is when he first released that. And I guess it was a Sunday, right? Regardless, it was May 12th. It's not, I believe it was. It was May 12th. Um, Here we go. Just for factual purposes. Whatever. May 12th. There you go. May 12th. The gamer leaning forward. This is what the media likes to say ignited GameStop's uptrend that it's currently in and will be in for a long time. Let's take a look. GameStop. May 1st, it was at $10.91. All the way to May 10th, up 60%. You can see that Roaring Kitty was not the reason this went up. Roaring Kitty tweeted because he knows options, right? He knows options. My bad. Basically, yeah, he knows options. That's how he made his money. He had the balls to put, what, 50 something thousand into options and it turned him into a multimillionaire. Awesome. Here's the spike, and we come back down and look at this line. If you just drew this imaginary line going across, it's still on an upward trend, right? Because right now, from May 1st, the media will make it seem like it's horrible performance, but you can see we're up 112% from May 1st. In 1 month, up 112%. But the narratives that you hear spun are negative. Let's go ahead. Here we go. This is basically, look at the cost to borrow for GameStop. We're at 14% with 2 million shares available. Where they got those shares, I don't know. Maybe people are paper handing all the new people, which is fine. They can get out. But the media, all they want is your shares. They want your real shares. All they have are synthetics or the few paper hands that go around, like Dave Portnoy. Those punks, he couldn't handle it back in 2021, and he can't handle it now. He buys the stock, holds it for 1 week, and he cries like a little baby. You know what? But my kids may watch the stream. I don't know. Maybe they won't. Anyways, he cries like a little, you know what? Yeah, he can't handle it. He might as well sell. He's crying like a baby, what we've been dealing with in and out every single day, hour by hour, minute by minute, for 3 years. I think my first buy day was January 26th. Over 3 years. 3.5 years. Short interest, still over 20%. I'll always say it, over 20% is typically a short interest over 20% is typically reserved for very bearish companies. Short interest, 68 million shares. That's gone up. It used to hover around lower 60s. Let's see. Lower 60 millions, like 64 million. Now it's at 68 million. So it's everything we like to see. I mean, we know it's just validating what we already know. Here we go. This is really the reason I wanted to make this live stream, but then Tony Dinaro had to pop off at his mouth last night, so we're gonna touch on that and how he's a phony, I'm not going to be agreeing with him, but let's hit on the Kramer subject. What's up, pseudo photography? I see you. Hope you're doing well. Let's go, Jim Kramer. You know what he is.
Welcome to Wall Street Confidential. I'm Aaron Task, joined again by Jim Kramer. Jim, welcome.
Good to see you.
Thanks for being here. There's a lot of economic data out today, but I want to talk about something else first. Again, today we have the misdirection from the futures. The futures pointing to an up market, and as of right now, stocks are down again. Is this just because it's the holiday period that we're seeing this?
You know, a lot of times when I was short at my hedge fund and I was positioned short, meaning I needed it down, I would create a level of activity beforehand that could drive the futures. It doesn't take much money. Similarly, if I were long and I would want to make things a little bit rosy, I would go in and take a bunch of stocks and make sure that they're higher. And maybe commit $5 million in capital to do it, and I could affect it. What you're seeing now is it probably is bigger market now. Maybe you need $10 million in capital to knock this stuff down, but it's a fun game and it's a lucrative game, and you can move it up and then fade it. That's what often creates a very negative feel. So let's say you take a longer term view intraday and you say, listen, I'm going to boost the futures, and then when the real sellers come in, real market comes in, they're going to knock it down. And it's going to create a negative view. That's a strategy very worth doing when you're valued on a day-to-day basis. And I would encourage anyone who's in the hedge fund game to do it because it's legal,
right?
And it is a very quick way to make money and very satisfying.
Okay.
But by the way, no one else in the world would ever admit that, but I can care.
That's right, and you can say that here.
I can't. I'm not going to say it on TV.
Well, on a related note, there's so many more hedge funds today than when you were managing your hedge fund.
Right.
Do you think that does that exacerbate the moves, or does it make it tougher?
Well, you know, the hedge funds are positioned long short, okay, not just long like mutual funds. So it's really vital these next 6 days because of your payday. You've really got to control the market. You can't let it lift. When you get a research in motion, it's really important to use a lot of your firepower to knock that down because it's the fulcrum of the market today. So I mean, let's say I were short. What I would do is I would hit a lot of guys with RIM. Now, you can't foment. That's a violation of
Foment?
Yeah, you can't foment. You can't create yourself an impression that a stock's down. But you do it anyway because the SEC doesn't understand it. So, that's the only sense that I would say this is illegal. But a hedge fund that's not up a lot really has to do a lot now to save itself. So this is different from what I was talking about at the beginning where I would be buying the Qs and stuff. Right. This is actually just blatantly illegal. But when you have 6 days and your company may be in doubt because you're down, I think it's really important to foment, if I were one of these guys, foment an impression that research in motion isn't any good because research in motion is the key today. So, you would hit this guy and that guy when you would see an offering. When you see a guy who's bidding, you'd wipe out that guy very quickly. What I used to do was called, if I wanted to go higher, I would take and bid. And if I wanted to go lower, I'd hit an offer. And I could get a stock like RIM for maybe, that might cost me 15, 20 million, Annie, to knock RIM down. But it would be fabulous because it would beleaguer all the moron longs who are also keying on research in motion. So we're seeing that. That's, again, when your company's in a survival mode, it's really important to defeat research in motion and get the Pisanis of the world and the people talking about it as if there's something wrong with RIM. Then you would call the journal and you get the
Survival mode is what they're in. He said, get the Pisanis of the world. Here you go. He's currently senior markets correspondent at CNBC. So basically, a short and distort campaign, hit up the media, your boys in the media, and run that short and distort campaign. Let's continue on with them.
A reporter on research in motion, and you would feed that there's a Palm's got a killer it's going to give away. These are all the things you must do on a day like today, and if you're not doing it, maybe you shouldn't be in the game.
Okay. Another stock that a lot of people are focused on right now seems to be Apple.
Yeah, Apple's very important to spread the rumor that that both Verizon and AT&T have decided they don't like the phone. Right. That's a very easy one to do because it's also you want to spread the rumor that it's not going to be ready for Macworld. And this is very easy because the people who write about Apple want that story, and you can claim that it's credible because you spoke to someone at Apple because Apple isn't and it doesn't.
Right, they're not going to comment. They're not going to say.
So it's really an ideal short, and I would, again, if I were short Apple, I would be working very hard today to get that. And the way you would do that is you pick up the phone, you call 6 trading desks, you say, listen, I just got the phone with my contact at Verizon. And he has already said, listen, we're a Lucky G house. We're a Samsung house. We're a Motorola house. There's no room for Apple. They want too much. We're not going to let them in. We're not going to let them do what they did to music. And, I think that's a very effective way to keep a stock down. Right. I might also, by the way, because the stock at 84.85, a little bit of capital, you go buy some January 80 puts that makes it look like there's going to be something going on. So maybe you give Morgan an order to buy 1,000 Jan 80 puts, then you go position limit with use a firm that doesn't know what that gets to. Maybe you go to UBS for puts, and you just kind of create an image that there's going to be news next week, and that's going to frighten everybody. Right. Then they all go out and say large put buyer at UBS. Then they call Pisani again. You have to use those guys and say, listen, I see a big buyer puts, and I'm told that it's SAC. You would do that too. And these are all what's really going on under the market that you don't see.
Right. Nobody else talks about it.
Right. But what's important when you're in that hedge fund mode is to not do anything remotely truthful. because the truth is so against your view that it's important to create a new truth to develop a fiction. And the fiction is developed by almost anybody who's down like 2% to up 6% here. You can't take any chances. You can't have the market up any more than it is if you're up 6. Because starting Jan 2, you'll have all your money come out. So what would you do if you're in that situation and you feel like you're desperate? Is that you would do these actions.
So you're talking about the mechanics of the market.
Well, the mechanics are much more important than the fundamentals.
Oh, okay, well, but in terms of the fundamentals, you've been writing about how you
cares
think
about the fundamentals. Research and motion just blew out the quarter. But look what people can do. I mean, that's a fabulous thing. The great thing about the market is it has nothing to do with the actual stocks. Now, look, over maybe 2 weeks from now, the buyers will come to their senses and realize that everything that they heard was a lie. But then again, Fannie Mae lied about their earnings for $6 billion. So, it's just fiction and fiction and fiction. And I think it's important for people to recognize that the way that the market really works is to have that nexus of hit the brokerage houses with a series of orders that can push it down, then leak it to the press, and then get it on CNBC. That's also very important. And then you have a kind of a vicious cycle down. And it's a pretty good game. And it can be played. You can pay for a % or two.
And then do you get long before Macworld and the expectation that the iPhone is going to be good? And then you go back to the
something got to use the other side.
Interesting.
And there's a case where I would say the January 80 puts can be justified because after I've knocked the stock down to 80, I can buy a lot of common. And then you play it right into Macworld where they'll probably introduce the phone and Verizon's going to take it.
I mean, right there, there you go. You have it. He said, just fake it all until it becomes a reality. I mean, he said, you knock it down. Look at the things you can do. Even though Research in Motion had a strong balance sheet, they were able to knock it down. I mean, GameStop, strong balance sheet, they're able to knock it down. But it's gonna pop because we don't fall for their tricks. We don't fall for all that. That's why buying and holding is important. That's why Tony Dinaro was wrong. He talks about buying the dips. He always buys at the dips. He always sells at the top. Man, he's a degenerate gambler. That's who he is. Absolutely 100%. I know. I've been around them. You know who they are. I know Marantz knows. Yeah, he's a degenerate gambler. He's an alcoholic. He's all of man. I'm not even on it. I'm ready to go on him. But yeah, you heard it right there. They're short GameStop. GameStop has a strong balance sheet. They're able to push it down. Oh, remember the reporting back in the day when they said, "Oh yeah, shorts have closed." Short percentage is still very high, very very high. So they're just running their short and distort campaign. Um, yeah, pseudo photography. We hodl or hodl. That's all we're gonna do. That's all we have to do, and it's easy. Especially since these interviews were done way back when Kramer didn't know the impact that it could have and how easily it could be spread. But now we know. Bob Pisani. And now he's up at CNBC. He was a hedge fund manager back then. He had his own hedge fund, right? And then he said, let's hit up CNBC, Bob Pisani, or Pisani. Now Jim Cramer is in that seat. And who do you think he's talking to? Who's telling him what to say? Here you go. Short and distort.
But there's a lot of chaos in the marketplace. And there's a couple of forces. I mean, GameStop is a nothing company, a $10 billion nothing company that has gotten. I've tried to get the apes to focus on other stocks besides GameStop and AMC.
Who else would you include? I mean, what other names could they potentially?
I got 500. Yes, me. I mean, if they just looked at any other stock, I mean, if they looked at, I don't know, Brunswick, Sherwin-Williams, I mean, Fortune Brands. I mean, the fact is that they're stuck on these two stocks. They don't even look at Chewy anymore. They could do General Mills, good quarter.
Yeah.
But
we never looked at Chewy. You always associate GameStop with AMC. Look, he told you right there. He said GameStop's a $10 billion nothing company. Do you believe that after hearing what he just said? Hell no. And you know what else? What else did he say? He said, "I've tried to direct them to other stocks. Why do you need us? Why do you need retail investors of a niche gaming company? Like not niche gaming in a niche market. We advertise to gamers. It's not even niche. If you look at Statista, some of the reporting, the gaming industry is only growing. It's only going up year after year, projected all the way to what 2029, 2030. Yeah, so it's not slowing down. There's money to be made over there, and Ryan Cohen is going to make it. Where are we at? Here's another one that I just found by Reuters. Just listen to it. It talks about GameStop being a distressed company. It's just another short and distort campaign that they push out. I mean, it's an AI. Let's just.
Original meme stock GameStop soared 17% in morning trading on Tuesday after the struggling video game retailer said it had raised over $900 million from selling its shares earlier this month. GameStop surged as much as nearly 6 times its value in early May, partly due to the online return of Keith Gill, an investor who goes by the name Roaring Kitty on social media. Gill was a key figure in the stock's 2021 retail trading frenzy. Back then, GameStop's stock hit an all-time high of $483. It's now about $22 a share. The company, which raised $933.
They just said $483. Now it's $22 a share. Yeah, they don't even take into account the split or any of that. This is just horrible reporting. Just I can't believe this is even allowed to be released. They say a distressed company. You mean the distressed profitable company that has a turnaround of 319 point something, I think $7 million flip year over year in net income? Sales, general, administrative expenses are on a downward path, reducing all the bad inventory that was bought up from prior years. GameStop is headed in the right path. The best thing about GameStop is that while all the companies are struggling to survive, AMC is selling shares to survive. We're selling shares to make $1 billion in cash, $2 billion now. No debt, $17 million COVID loan we have. We are here to dream. Ryan Cohen can dream. GameStop are dreamers. People like Tony Dinaro, they're negative. They can't handle it. They can't dream. They are only inside a box. They don't think ahead. They don't think forward. GameStop in the S&P 500, what's their collateral? S&P 500? How are you going to put up GameStop in the if GameStop makes it into the S&P 500, how are you going to put that up as collateral against GameStop? You can't. Jim Cramer said it. He said you got to go long. You got to write it all the way down, and then when it hits that inflection point, right, the turnaround, you're going to write it up. So, shorts, what did you do? You wrote it down, and now what's happening? Are we turning around? This is just a little preview, and then you can write it down again. That's fine. But here's another turnaround. And you're going to be there. I know it. And I'm going to be there because I'm just holding. I buy all the time, every single day, and I just hold. This is going to be an upward path. If it even comes down here, GameStop's going to buy up those shares and buy the float with their $2 billion that they have. I'm going to buy the freaking float. Yeah. Let's keep it moving then. My son has a football game at 8:30. Right now it's 2 a.m. I'm gonna have to get through this. Let's see. So we did that on this horrible article. Oh, this guy over here, man, Tony Dinaro. Shoot. Let's see. Let's get into it. I can't remember the videos in the order, but let's just listen.
But hopefully we won't.
Do you have any final message that you want to share with the ape community in general, just like kind of as we wrap up?
What the hell is he wearing? Oh, this is his best dress, by the way. This is his best dress. Okay, so over here, they look like complete strangers. It's August 21st, 2021. She looks like... Never mind. But let's just listen in. It's really weird. It's really weird. Whole vibe going on. Like, she's supposed to be invested into AMC, barely even knows how to talk about it or anything. But let's just listen to it.
Tonight's studio shoot.
For me, the biggest thing is just do what you believe in. I think that if you are in AMC, you should definitely hold your shares. And let's stay strong through this.
And keep on buying those shares. The stock's only...
Okay, yeah, they're drunk, right? Because Tony Dinero is always drunk. He's an alcoholic. He's a degenerate gambler. You'll see that in the next videos. But good God, listen to what he's about to say. He's a punk. He's a liar. He's a phony. He's a fake. He's a bitch. And I'm going to say it right now. When he curses, it's to try to be tough. I'm calling him out. I'm being real. He's a bitch, and that's it. And I don't want to curse, but he absolutely is. Now listen to what he's about to say.
Going to go up. The stock's only going to go up with buying pressure. And at least my opinion is if you bought back in February, March, April, May, and you're one of those people sitting tight on shares that cost $3 or $5, or even like when I got in at $9, yes, hold those shares, but we need you to keep on buying also. We need all of the possible shares in the hands of apes. And if you think this squeeze is going to happen, if you really believe, like I do, and I know you do, Scarlett, that this squeeze is going to happen, $30, $35, $38 is a bargain compared to where this thing can go. And sitting back and waiting for someone else to come do the heavy lifting, or waiting for a whale to come in and drive the price up, that's just being lazy. So everybody needs to do their part, buy and hold and keep on buying. Would you agree?
I totally agree.
Well, I want to thank you, Scarlett, for coming in.
You heard that? Buy and hold, right? Buy and hold. Okay, Tony, we're going to buy and hold. Let's keep going. Let's see. What else do I have on here to go? Let's see.
Strong body, a weak. I got to be careful about what I read, because I'm not trying to throw anybody in.
Dude was reading a text that says strong body, weak mind. He's talking about his wife. Wife. Yeah, wife. Over here. This is, when is this? Okay, now we moved on to the next year. March 2022.
I got to be careful about what I read, because I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus. Hey, we all make mistakes, guys. I've made plenty of trading mistakes, but one thing I've been very consistent in saying, and I strongly believe this, is you don't fucking day trade AMC and GameStop. You're gonna get it right sometimes, absolutely. You're gonna get it right, but you're gonna also be on the wrong side of the trade when it runs up, and then you're chasing. And I hope he got back in. I honestly do. I wish him the best. I like him. I value his content. And I hope he got back in and got to make some money today. I guess we'll find out. He'll let us know. And if not, then, can you hear the sounds?
You heard the man. He said buy and hold. Thanks, Tony. Thanks for the advice. Thanks for the excellent financial advice. Y'all better watch how cringe this guy is about to be.
You hear that? All right. Hang the gold ones, Scarlett. Can you make sure we get these hung today?
Yeah.
The brass balls, beat them on the table. That's some solid brass balls right there. Going to be hung on the new chair, hopefully by the end of the day today. We got to find what should we hang these with? A bungee cord, chain, rope,
Slip tie, or the plastic slip tie.
maybe some. Well, this is kind of edgy, but I was thinking maybe a pair of G-string panties.
Oh my god.
What do you think? What did you say? What was a slip rope?
Slip knot.
A slip knot, yes, but what type of material should we hang them with?
Like regular rope is fine.
Regular rope. I like G-string panties.
The hell is wrong with this guy? Yo, if you really had brass balls, you wouldn't need brass balls over there. And you wouldn't have to bring your wife onto the stream and tell her to hold this. Like, do you even know how to talk to a woman? Do you even know how to treat a woman? Do you know how to respect your wife? Especially on stream, on YouTube Live, in front of the whole world? Wife? Telling her about hanging it with G-string panties and all of that, man? Pathetic. grave rob. What's it? Cradle robber, grave robber. I
Come
don't
to
know.
Vegas to celebrate after Moas. That is assured, Stephen. Absolutely.
But here you go. Wait.
George 777 says, thanks to Massalorian for bringing me to this channel. Thank you, Massalorian, and thank you, George, for hanging out with us. I wonder where Massalorian has been. I have not heard from more questions. She can help you out with that. But when it comes to money stuff, yes, I've done a lot of things, some successfully, some not successfully, and I want to be here to help you not make the mistakes that I made in the last 30 years. 1 minute to go in AMC. Up, we close. Thank you for the shot and your chaser ready.
There you go. Getting the girl drunk again. And she's over there because she's young. She loves to party. And what? You provide the alcohol? Let's go. Trying to take advantage of people. I'm not going to say that. No. I retract that. No, I don't. Fuck you, Tony.
Happy birthday to Tony Dinaro. Thank you for hanging out.
Happy birthday to Tony Dinaro. Tony D's nuts in your mouth.
Stick around for after hours for a few minutes. And bottoms up, fuck you, hedgies. Wants to show, I don't know if you guys can see this.
What the hell is that hat that he has on? Is he trying to be cool or what? Like, he's trying to be younger. At some stream, he said he's only like 2 years age difference than this girl, than his wife. Sorry, not this girl. Yeah, here you go. Another alcoholic thing. He can't do anything without alcohol. Every single live stream, he drinks every single day, and he's a day trader, and he breaks down balance sheet. And he lets you like what? And he always buys on the dips, always sells on the rips at the top, buys at the bottom, sells at the top. That's Mr. Tony. Wait, no. I'm sorry, not yet. That's he's all about buying and holding, right? Here you go. Look.
You gotta.
Maybe you go up and let it.
No, it's too
focus. Let it focus. Ah, see? Yeah.
Pimp and hoe. All right, salute. Were they whitey tidy Calvins? No, they were black.
This dude always talking about underwear, taking shots, straight alcoholic. Gambler. Let's continue on. What you got to say? Oh, remember that buy and hold, Tony? Let's see.
I hope I'm not getting sick because I'm on about my 4th dose of Tylenol today. Let's see if a little tequila helps, Mediocre. You got a drink tonight?
I'm going to grab a beer in a few minutes. I haven't grabbed one yet.
Yeah, grab you one when you get a chance. Maybe when we... Actually, why don't you do that while we're waiting for some folks to come in, and I'll kind of prep the audience on what we're going to talk about today.
Perfect. I'll do that.
So, guys, the plan is, as you guys know,
this dude said he took 4 Tylenols and it's not taking away his headache. You know why? Because your body needs alcohol. You degenerate alcoholic gambler. That's what you are, Tony. And you're mad because we are strong. We are strong-willed. We are strong-minded. And we can buy and hold. And we can take on anything. We can take a price drop from 488 to whatever it is right now. It went all the way down to 40. We've done it before, right? 483. Came all the way down to 40, back up 300 something, back down to 100, whatever it takes. We'll do whatever it takes, and we'll be here as long as it takes, unlike you. Here's later in that live stream. And by the way, no, let's just keep going.
Reddit that they're selling. They're not telling you on Reddit that they're taking their shares out. And someone commented, you know, I just don't believe any of the data, Mediocre. I don't believe anything of what anybody says. And I'm like, well, why would you even be in the stock market? If you don't believe the SEC, you don't believe FINRA, you don't believe NYSE, you don't believe Computer Share, you don't believe Adam Aaron, you don't believe AMC, you don't believe anybody except Ryan Cohen. He's the only one that's pure as the driven snow, even though he fucked everybody in Bed Bath & Beyond. Sideways with the lollipop on you.
Of course, this fool would say that. Ryan Cohen said his views differed from the board in the direction that they wanted to go. So he sold, and he got out of the position. That's it. End of story. There's no. And what the hell is a sideways with the lollipop? What is wrong with you, you sick and twisted person? You gonna do your disappearing trick, you punk? What the hell is that? Like, I just don't understand.
Oh, even though he fucked everybody in Bed Bath and Beyond, sideways with the lollipop on you.
That is disgusting. What the hell do you do in your private life? Your poor wife. Your poor wife. I'm gonna pray for her. Hope she can escape. She's looking like a hostage in these videos. And this is after he made the G-string comment. Look at this. Look at her face. She's like, I just need to get the hell up off the stream. Hold on, wait. Look at her face.
It's 1T. We were close to the 30 turning your chair into the other day. Make consistent in saying, and I strongly believe this is, can you make sure we get these hung today? The brass balls, beat them on the table. The new chair, hopefully by the end of the day today, we got to be hung on the new chair. Hopefully by the end of the day today, we got to find what should we hang these with? A bungee cord, chain, rope,
slip tie, or the plastic slip tie.
Maybe some. Well, this is kind of edgy, but I was thinking maybe a pair of G-string panties.
Oh my god!
What do you think? What did you say? What was a slip rope?
Slip knot.
A slip knot, yes. But what type of material should we hang them with?
Like regular rope is fine.
Regular rope. I like G-string panties. You guys vote. Chain. Someone said chain.
Look at her face. She's like, let me just get the hell up out of here, yo. Straight hostage. Fake me out wife. Who knows? He said pimps and hoes. Maybe he found her somewhere. I don't know. Back page, whatever. Who knows where he found her? Maybe she is married. Maybe he tricked her into thinking that he's a real trader. Buy and hold AMC. That's what you said, Tony, right? Now, here we go. Creme de la creme, homie.
That one's for you. You don't believe anyone. I said, why are you in the stock market? He's like, well, have you ever been to a casino? Yeah, I've been to a casino. I love going to casinos, but I'm not.
Of course you have, you degenerate, alcoholic gambler.
Not in the stock market to fucking gamble. I'm in it to invest and to make fundamental and financial analysis and get the best odds I can, the lowest entry I can, and then to sell into run-ups to what? Book profits, rinse and repeat.
Exactly.
Tony, weren't you just giving people financial advice to buy and hold? I'm really confused because you were telling people to buy and hold AMC. That's a snake right there. Look him in the eyes, yo. Pathetic, old. Forget it. No, I'm not going to do it. He's not worth the time, but yeah, so basically, there it is. Tony Dinaro, whatever the hell your name is. Fake me out name too. Telling everybody to buy and hold AMC. Back in the day, you said you do fundamental analysis, you analyze everything. You know how to do this? You're an expert? Okay, so why did you pick AMC? Why? With Adam Aaron on the board, Apollo Global Management, from back 76er CEO that got fired. Excuse me, Josh Harris, Apollo Global Management founder. Yeah, owns the 76ers. He brought you along there. You worked as you worked at Apollo Global Management as well. All of it. It's in your bloodline. And Tony Dinaro thought that was a better investment than GameStop. How? You claim to be a professional. You tell everybody to buy and hold AMC and to do your part. You basically coerce all your viewers that were on the fence of AMC to buy it. I have the video right there. When you acted like a stranger, when you acted like a stranger next to your wife. But yeah, there it is. Let's see. Let's continue on listening to him. Sorry to interrupt.
Exactly.
All this diamond hand, these fuckheads on the GameStop channels telling you don't sell as it runs to 80 as you watch a.
Don't call him a fuckhead. Same him rants. You know who you're talking about. He's the only one I saw that drew that yellow line you're going to talk about, make fun of.
700% run up evaporate in your fingers because they told you to hold it all the way back down. Now you've lost 500% of that. You may or may not get it back in the next 30 days. What do you think? I'd put odds on mediocre. What do you think? I said at the beginning of this year, and people bet me money. I said we'd see $10. Remember that, mediocre?
Mhm.
I said
Oh, I do.
we would see $10 on GameStop this year. Oh, no way. I want to bet you. And I took the bets, and guess who won?
Oh, you did. I remember the bet.
Why did I win? Because I'm doing fundamental analysis, not this fucking hopium diamond ham bullshit.
You mean your own bullshit that you pushed out a couple years ago? I mean, you can analyze Roaring Kitty's DD from 4 years ago, so why don't you analyze your own from like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, telling everyone to buy and hold? Remember? Where is it? Do your part. Buy and hold the stock. Remember, you have to do your part. Where the hell did I close out of that? Pathetic fool. Maybe I didn't want to see your face anymore. Oh, this is it, right? Hold your shares. Do your part, Tony.
And keep on buying those shares. The stock's only going to go up. The stock's only going to go up with buying pressure. And at least my opinion is if you bought back in February, March, April, May, and you're one of those people sitting tight on shares that cost $3 or $5, or even like when I got in at $9, yes, hold those shares, but we need you to keep on buying also. We need all of the possible shares in the hands of apes. And if you think this squeeze is going to happen, if you really believe, like I do, and I know you do, Scarlett, that this squeeze is going to happen, $30, $35, $38 is a bargain compared to where this thing can go. And sitting back and waiting for someone else to come do the heavy lifting or waiting for a whale to come in and drive the price up, that's just being lazy. So everybody needs to do their part, buy and hold and keep on buying. Actually, why don't you do that while we're waiting for some? And I took the bets, and guess who won? What do you think? I'd put odds on mediocre. Doing fundamental analysis, not this fucking hopium diamond ham bullshit.
Really confused, Tony. You just told people to buy and hold the shares, and it's gonna go up. It's gonna squeeze. And now what? Now you're talking about buying at the bottom every single time, selling every single time, taking bets that GameStop's going to $10 every single time you win, right? You win every single time. You're just like a gambling tout. That's who you are. Telling everybody, "Oh wow, look at us striking 80% of the time." But no, you say 100% of the time, 90% of the time. You're great, Tony. But I mean, your messages are mixed. You're never going to get a mixed message from me. It's buy and hold till the day I die. And I'm going to do this because we're doing it for our family. We're going to build, we're going to stack our account. And when this thing takes off, hey, I know I'm going to have enough shares to just, you know what it is. Tony, you're a fake, you're a phony, and you promote private equity, Apollo Global Management run stocks. This one's for you, Tony.
Well, looks like someone was up late.
Yeah, I tend to sleep a little longer when I'm resting under a big furry bear.
Oh no, they's doing gay jokes without me.
Shh. It's okay. You're part of it now.
That's who Tony Dinaro reminds me of. And let's just go, okay? So Jim Cramer, right? Jim Cramer? Jim Cramer, he pushes out AMC all the time. He's always so welcoming to Adam Aaron on CNBC. Why? Because, Apollo shorting the company. Apollo's all over the board. And what did Jim Cramer say in the earlier video? He said, call up CNBC, the people at CNBC. What's it? Pisani? He said, call him up. And now Jim Cramer is in that position where they can just call him up and talk about the stock. So here we go. He's always welcoming to Adam Aaron, trying to mislead investors as if Adam Aaron is a great Adam Aaron is a great CEO, even though he's been fired from like everything he does and runs everything into the ground, but yet he still keeps getting jobs. Who knows how that happens? Oh, I know, because Josh Harris of the Commanders, Washington. I hate that my football team, Washington, has Josh Harris as the owner now, but whatever. What can you do? Um, yeah, so Josh Harris keeps giving him a job. Why? Because he's a plant. It's obvious. Um, yeah, Moran's pointed it out. Hey, now my eyes are open. I look at everything. Every time I see something, every time I hear of a company, I'm like, who owns it? How are they there? And who's on the board? And are they related to private equity? Okay, so you see Mr. Adam Aaron over here. Where is this? I'm not going to read all this here. Served as the CEO of the 76ers. Who owns the 76ers? Josh Harris. He got fired. It's not going to say that over here. And then here you go. From 2006 to 2015, Mr. Aaron served as senior operating partner of Apollo Management. Back in the day. So that's a long time. That's 9 years at Apollo Global Management. Then he moved to the 76ers and now he's at AMC. So, I mean, it's obvious. He's with Josh Harris. He's tight with Adam Aaron. He knows he's going to do the work that he puts him there to do. Um, let's move on. Look, Denise D. Clark. And I'm sure all of this has been covered many times, but I'm just going to do it again. Denise D. Clark. Oh, look, what a wholesome lady, right? It even allows me to get into this. Here, let's see. AMC board member. Here you go. Caesars Entertainment, board of directors, private equity. You know, if you watch Morantz, you already know about that. He recommends reading the Caesar's Palace Coup. They have audiobooks on it also. Um, I've been into it. I'm listening to it, how they do leverage buyouts and all of that. It'll educate and open your mind and how these deals are done, really. Um, okay, so now let's go to the next person. See, she's related to she's connected to private equity. Sonia Jane. Let's see. Over here, she has started her career as a consultant in McKinsey and Company. McKinsey and Company. What the hell is that? McKinsey and Company, private capital, private equity, again. And here goes this guy right here. This is the most mysterious thing. Philip Lader, lead director. He's on the plunge protection team. Look, ambassador Lader. Why do they need an ambassador ambassador on the AMC, a movie board of directors, a movie company? Let's just read this because this one's worth reading. Philip Lader, he's like one of the key cogs in this board on this board. Philip Lader has served as director of AMC Entertainment Holdings. Okay, Ambassador Lader is a senior advisor to Morgan Stanley Institutional Securities, as well as the former U.S. ambassador to Court of St. James, chairman of WPP. All right, let's keep going. Ambassador Lader served in President Clinton's cabinet as an administrator of the U.S. Small Business Administration, White House Deputy Chief of Staff, Assistant to the President, and Deputy Director of Office Management and Budget. Previously, he was Executive Vice President of Sir James Goldsmith's U.S. Holdings, including America's then largest private land holdings, and President of Sea Pines Company. Let's keep going. Also, he is currently a trustee of Rand Corporation of several foundations. Here we go. And several privately held companies, investment committees of Morgan Stanley's Global Infrastructure and Real Estate Funds, and the Council on Foreign Relations. So, I mean, there you go. You got Council of Foreign Relations. Do they mention Plunge Protection Team? Because he's on the Plunge Protection Team as well. Let's take a look really quick. Plunge Protection Team. Concerns about the Plunge Protection Team. Though not exactly a secret, the Plunge Protection team isn't widely covered and doesn't release the minutes of its meetings or its recommendations, reporting only to the president. This behavior leads some observers to wonder if the government's most important financial officials are doing more than analyzing and advising, in fact, that are actively intervening in the markets. Conspiracy theorists have remember conspiracy theorists, synthetic shares, naked shorting. That's us, conspiracy theorists, right? GameStop's run all the way up to 483 that had to be stopped, have the buy button removed, halted, endlessly. Yeah, that's us, the conspiracy theorists. Conspiracy theorists have speculated that the group executes trades on several exchanges when prices are heading downward, collaborating with big banks such as Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley in unrecorded transactions. Oh, are those the people that are short GameStop? Okay. They often point to a 1989 speech published in the Wall Street Journal by former Federal Reserve Board of Governors member Robert Heller, which suggested the Fed could directly support the stock market by purchasing index futures contracts. Anyways, there you go. Plunge protection team is to keep the markets running, do whatever it takes by any means necessary to keep the markets flowing and running. What's going on, Venom Blade? Hope you're doing well. Good morning. Yeah, it was 2:30 in the morning over here. I'm gonna have to go soon. I'm getting close to the end. But here you go. Philip Lader, Rand Corporation, all types of controversies throughout the history since the Cold War. City government, Vietnam War, transparency in government, health insurance, alcoholism, auto insurance, Iraq War, gun control, AI now. So yeah, these aren't good people. These aren't nice people, man. We're up against enemies. We're up against the media. We're up against the largest money flows in the world with private equity. So all we got to do is buy and hold. Tony D's nuts in his mouth. To me, he talks about how he's not a plant, whatever. Um, he's pretty sorry, so I don't think he can be a plant. But he was definitely pushing everybody to buy AMC, unless he was just trying to get with Scarlet, whatever. Yeah. So here's basically what I'm going to end the stream on. It's always a reminder. All we're doing, guys, is buying and holding. You know what it is. And Warren Buffett, man, one of the best to ever do it. Right, what Ryan Cohen is trying to push GameStop to, Berkshire Hathaway type. But I'm not going to put any guesses out there on what Ryan's going to do with the money because I know he's fundamentally aligned with us. He has a fiduciary duty to himself along with us to take care of the company and the money. He's not giving his game plan out, so they can't cut us off, get ahead of us. So we're an absolute threat. We're a lever of the market. Here's Warren Buffett and his advice. It's what we go through.
Money. You could have. I'm not recommending that people buy stocks today or tomorrow or next week or next month. I think it all depends on your circumstances. But you shouldn't buy stocks unless you expect, in my view, you expect to hold them for a very extended period, and you are prepared financially and psychologically to hold them the same way you would hold a farm and never look at a quote and never pay it. You don't need to pay attention to them. I mean, the main thing to do, and you're not going to pick the bottom, and nobody else can pick it for you or anything of the sort. You've got to be prepared to, when you buy a stock, to have it go down 50% or more and be comfortable with it as long as you're comfortable with the holding. And I pointed out, I think a year, maybe 2 years ago in the annual report, just the one before this most recent one, I pointed out that there have been 3 times in Berkshire's history when the price of Berkshire stock went down 50%. 3 different times. Now, if you owed it on borrowed money, you could have been cleaned out. There wasn't anything wrong with Berkshire when those 3 times occurred. But if you're going to look at the price of the stock and think that you have to act because it's doing this or that, or somebody else tells you, well, how can you stay with that when something else is going up or anything? You've got to be in the right psychological position. And frankly, some people are not really careful. Some people are more subject to fear than others. It's like the virus. It strikes.
Yeah, guys. We're dreamers out there. We got $2 billion in cash. Ryan Cohen's at the helm. Larry Chang's at the helm. You saw what he's tweeting. You know what? Let's just go there real quick because I was gonna end the video, but Larry Chang's latest tweet is just too good for me not to get there. Let's see. Microphone, a little quiet. Let me try to fix this. It was quiet in the last video. I'm gonna try to let me see if I can bump it up. I don't know what happened because I didn't really change anything. The only thing that changed, maybe it's not get. You know what it is? I know what it is. It's not taking it from my actual microphone. It's taking it from the new webcam. That's what it is. That's the problem. I'm gonna have to change it for the next video. I'm an amateur streamer over here. But yeah, Larry Chang. I'm gonna end it with that. Cause that's just tell me you're talking about GameStop without telling me you're talking about GameStop, Larry. I love this tweet. Do you remember when Berkshire Hathaway was a textiles company? American Express was an express mail business. Nokia was a pulp mill. Samsung was a grocery trader. Marriott was a root beer stand. Instagram was a check-in app. I don't. Businesses evolve. Other examples, it's about to be GameStop. GameStop is running lean, mean, you know? I always say a lean, mean fighting machine. Ryan has corrected the balance sheet. The fundamentals of the business have changed. The views and the work ethic from the top down, he's established that, and he's establishing it from the moment he paid himself $0. And he sent that letter to the employees saying, either you ride or either I'm riding or I'm going down with the ship. And that's it. End of story. So this, yeah, Ryan Cohen's looking to make his legacy. Do you think he's just gonna let us go down? Hell no. In 2020 November, he spoke on how the value of shareholders, like you need to create shareholder value. He was telling the former board before he got in there, kicked out all the private equity. So yeah, GameStop, who knows what it could be? 20 years from now when we're still holding, who knows what it's going to be? I feel he's going to transform this company where the stock price is going to go up. We only have to sell a little bit at a time whenever, whatever you choose to do. My personal plan is, yeah, when the stock price does go up, a lot. I'm not even going to box myself in with a number. I'm going to sell a little bit, put that to the side, but I'm definitely having a huge chunk, a huge portion that I'm going to hold forever. Yeah, guys, that's what I have tonight. I'm going to go out with some music. Let's see. What do I have over here? What do I have over here? What song is this? Lil Wayne. Got it, yo. Here we go.
Yeah. Let's take them back. Coming up, I was confused. My mama kissing a girl. Confusion occurs coming up in the cold world. Daddy ain't around, probably out committing felonies. My favorite rapper used to sing, check out my melody. I wanna live good, so shit, I sell dope for a 4-finger ring. One of them gold ropes. Nana told me if I pass, I get a sheepskin coat. If I can move a few packs, I get the hat. Now that'd be dope. Tossed and turned in my sleep that night. Woke up the next morning, niggas have stole my bike. Different day, same shit, ain't nothing good in the hood. I run away from this bitch and never come back if I could. Hated to love it, the underdogs on top. And I'm gon' shine, homie, until my heart stop.
Go ahead, envy me. I'm Raps MVP, and I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me.
Hated to love it, the underdogs on top. And I'm gon' shine, homie, until my heart stop.
Go ahead, envy me. I'm Raps MVP, and I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me. On the grill of my lowrider, guns on both sides, right above the gold wires. I 4-5 them, kill a nigga on my song and really do it. That's the true meaning of a ghost rider. 10 G's to take your daughter out of Air Forces. Believe you me, homie, I know all about losses. I'm from Compton where the wrong colors, be cautious. One phone call, I had your body dumped in Marcy. I stay strapped like car seats, been banging since my little nigga Rob got killed for his Barclays. That's 10 years, I told Pooh in 95, I'll kill you if you try me for my Air Max 95s. Told Banks when I met him I'ma ride, and if I gotta die, I'd rather homicide. I ain't had 50 cent when my grandmama died. Now I'm going back to Cali with my Jacob on. See how time fly.
The underdogs on top, and I'm gon' shine, homie, until my heart stop.
Go ahead, envy me. I'm Raps raps MVP, and I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me.
Hated to love it, the underdogs on top. And I'm gon' shine, homie, until my heart stop.
Go ahead, envy me. I'm raps MVP, and I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me.
From the beginning to the end, losers lose, winners win. This is real, we ain't got to pretend. The cold world that we in, it's full of pressure and pain. Enough of me, nigga, now listen to game.
Used to see 5-0, throw the crack by the bench. Now I'm fucking with 5-0, it's all starting to make sense. My mom's happy, she ain't gotta pay the rent, and she got a red bow on that brand new Benz. Waiting on shot money to land, sitting in the range, thinking how they spent $30 million on airplanes when his kids starving. Pockets going and Brenda still throwing babies in the garbage. I wanna know what's going on like I hear Marvin. No school books, they use that wood to build coffins. Whenever I'm in the booth and I get exhausted, I think, what if Marie Baker got that abortion? I love you, ma.
Underdogs on top, and I'm gon' shine, homie, until my heart stop.
Go ahead, envy me. I'm raps MVP, and I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me.
Hated to love it, the underdogs on top, and I'm gon' shine, homie, until my heart stop.
Go ahead, envy me. I'm raps MVP, and I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me.
Alright guys, I think it should be fine now, I'm not sure, but I'm just doing this to test it, because my mic, I have to switch it. Maybe I have to stop the stream and then test it later, but thanks for listening, thanks for watching. Let's see, what we gotta say. Jim Cramer, you're a punk, thanks for giving us the playbook. Tony Dinaro, you're a bitch, you switch it up, you're not real. You don't stand on your laurels and you change it up. You try to convince everyone to buy and hold for what? And now you're telling everybody to get in, get out, take profits. We buy and hold with GameStop elitists, with GameStop investors, and you can't stop us. You, Jim Cramer, or the media. Peace out, guys. Peace.